So now we'll be seeing if I get a multiple matches, if I write a locator and I get multiple matches, so how to handle that in code to identify a particular element. Okay, so to deal with that, we have a particular function called .nth, .first and .last in Playwright itself. That will take care of your locators. Okay, that will take care of your locators. Let me go with this side. So I'll show you how to handle that. So if I type double backslash input, if I write a locator double backslash input here, so I'll get 1 of 10 matches. But where is my username present? My username present in the first one. First match is my for username. Second match is for my password. Okay. So first
Yep.
one is for my username. Second one is for password. So what I can do is how to handle that. So let's see. So here what I can do is I'll use this locator. Then, sorry, first I'll write the URL here. Then I'll use the locator. Then if I use the locator, now I'll be just using await page dot locator. Then I'll give the value locator value input. Sorry, Control Z. Locator value is this one. Now what I can do is now see my uh, first matching is for username. If you see, if I go to first one, then it is for username. When it is 1 of 10 means first matching out of 10 is for username. When it's 2 of 10 means the second matching is for password. Okay.
We are
Now I need,
matching ID, right? Or the only input
I have written just double backslash HTML. So it will
input.
identify
Okay.
all the input tag in the page. Okay. So
Okay.
these two also have input tag, HTML tag. So the first matching out of 10 is for username. Second matching is for
Password.
password. So I have written a expert here in which it has happened 10 matches, but I am interested in the first match out of all the matches. So what I can do, dot nth, I can give 0.
And then one. Okay.
N of 0, 0. The first one will be starting with 0 here. So
Okay.
if it is 1, it is 0. If it's 2, it's 1. If it's 3, just like array. Okay. Just like array index. So nh 0. Now it will identify my what? Locator. Which
First one.
locator? First one, that is username. Similarly,
Yep.
for the user for the password, what I can do?
One.
Same
And
thing, I
then
can give one. Another one. Another one. Now, if it is somewhere present between the middle, I have to give the number. But there is two more functions available. If it is at the first, it is means nth of 0. If it is nth of 0, if I have 1 of 10 and it is present at nth of 0, that means the first one, it is located by the first matching one. Then instead of nth of 0, what you can write is alternatively instead of nth of 0, you can write dot first also. That will also do your job.
okay.
Dot first. So if you write dot first, so that itself will also do your job. If it is at the first and if it at the last, then you can write dot last. So how you will
Yep.
write dot last, that also I'm showing you. But if it is in somewhere between the first and last, then you have to use anything.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. So you can use dot last also. This will also work. Okay. So for the first and last, you can use dot first and dot last, but anywhere in between them, you can use nth. For first and last also you can use nth of 0 and nth of 9 because I have 10 matches here. But
Yes.
we have other more option also that I can use dot first and dot last. But for the password, as it is present in the second matching index, I cannot use for any such method. I have to use in dot nth mandatorily. Got it?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, this we have already discussed. If I want to put a assertion, then I'll be using expect. So here I'm checking in, let's say something is visible, then I'll be using dot to be visible. I'll be learning more assertions in the assertion class. So for now, we are just checking whether it is visible or not. So
Okay.
here what I can do, I can check for this particular login is visible or not. For that, I can write a locator. So who's going to password? I want this login. So I'm getting 1 of 1. I can directly use. Let's start locator. Okay, login is to be visible.
Yep.
Okay, so here I'm checking whether that particular thing is visible or not. Now, what I can do when I keep the username and password, either I can click on login, that will also work, or I can also press enter. Yes or no?
Yes.
I can also
Yes.
hit enter. So if I just want to click on this login, show what I will do, I'll use the method dot click. Okay,
Yes.
if I want to click on this login, then I'll use the method called dot click. If I give some random value, it will throw me error. That's okay. I'll click on that. It will give some invalid username or password. So let me use that dot click now. Now it will be clicking on that. Okay, so let's run it. See, it showed invalid username and password. You saw, right?
Yep.
Because it clicked on that button. Now, manually, if I do manually, even if I don't want to click that login button, what I can do, I can also hit enter from the keyboard. Yes
Yes.
or no? There are two ways. Either I can click on this login or I can press enter from the keyboard. Now, when I'm pressing enter from the keyboard, I'm not interacting with any web element from here. When I'm
Right.
pressing enter, I'm not interacting with any of the what? Web element here. So, so to do that, what I can do, I can use a command. Instead of clicking it, I can use a command dot press enter. So what it will do now, instead of clicking that web element, it will hit enter from keyboard. Now this will do the keyboard operation. What keyboard operation? It will hit enter from the keyboard. Understood?
Yes. So we are still using and like dealing with the locator, right? Okay.
Not locator. Here we are doing directly operations. Now we are filling the value in the text area. I'm clicking the web element. I'm hitting keys from keyboard. We are dealing with the operations now. Locator is finished. Locator, we understood how to write locator. If I have multiple matches and if I want to identify a particular out of that, then use dot nth or dot last or dot first. Then here now I am doing clicking on the web element and pressing keyboard operations. These I am doing now.
Like we are still dealing with the web elements, right? Like if we
Yeah,
when we are on the
ultimately,
password
ultimately,
tab,
Mhm.
we can't
ultimately
just
you
like
are
click. Okay.
Ultimately, you have to deal with the web elements only, right? When you are doing the script or doing the automation, you have to click or you have to enter, you have to do mouse click, you have to select something from drop down. That only you have to do, right? In real time also. What else? This only you have to do, right?
Yes, but like when we are on the password web element, I thought
Mhm.
like you said like we are not dealing for hitting the enter, we are not dealing with any web element. So I thought like we're gonna just
Ah,
hit the enter directly without
no,
using the
yeah.
locator word.
Here, okay. You are telling this one, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Sorry. You are telling this one, yeah. So see, here if I click enter, okay, if you are telling, let's take that also. Playwright is allowing me for that. Await page dot press. See, there is no function. Okay. Even though I write press dot press, it will ask me for two arguments. One is for locator, one is for enter. That means it is while work only in the locator. Even though you press the enter, see when I'm pressing enter, internally what it is happening, it is pressing enter for this key only.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so you have to give the locator, but you are not directly hitting it. That means just think manually, if I am making my mouse move here and click on it, that manually I am going to the web element and clicking. Even that, if I don't want to do that also, just see, I'll write something here and press enter from here. Then also, I'm not touching the
Yep.
login keyword. I'm pressing enter.
Yep.
Same thing I will be doing now. I'm be hitting enter. That's it. Okay.
Yep. So you're
So
not
let's do.
moving your cursor. You are not moving your mouse. You are
Yeah,
just hitting
I'm
the
not
clicking
taking my
login button.
cursor. Yeah, I'm not taking cursor to that web element and just hitting enter button.
Okay.
Now, if I run it, it will see what will happen. See, invalid username password. Why? Because it hit enter. We didn't click that web element. That means to hit a keyboard from the code, you have to use dot press. Understood?
Yes. So if you have to move the cursor, like we have to use like a different command to move the cursor
That I'll show
or
you.
just
I'll show you.
okay.
I'll show you how to move the cursor and all. We'll be learning about the mouse operations, right, into this class. So I'll
Oh,
show you everything. Okay. Now, so now here when I'm doing dot fill, what it is doing, it is directly filling. It is directly filling. Means from keyboard it is not filling. It is directly filling at one go. That means a single word is entered at one go. But let's say I want to imitate the manual operation. That means fill from keyboard one by one. If I want to enter, see when I'm doing dot fill means it is not imitating the keyboard behavior what we are doing manually. It is directly filling with the help of code. But let's say if someone wants to fill it just like we fill it from the keyboard one by one. Okay. One
hmm.
character I'll hit from keyboards, then second character I'll hit from keyboard, third character I'll hit from keyboard. Likewise, I want to go on. Then there is a command. So for let's say I've done it for I'm directly filling it for what? Username. For password, let's say
Username.
I want to fill it manually. Uh, just like from keyboard, sequentially one by one. Then what I have to use, instead of dot fill, I can use dot press sequential. So what will happen? It will enter D first, just like we're doing from keyboard. It will enter D first, just like we're entering from keyboard. Then R it will enter, then E it will enter, then W it will enter. That means it will imitate our keyboard operation, what we're doing, man. Instead of dot fill, if I use dot press sequential. Got it?
Okay, yeah. So this both the things are operationally same, but it looks
Hmm.
different from the front end.
Yeah. Operationally means action it is performing same, but what it is happening is It is different in the way how it is performed. Just like if I want to go from A to point B, either I can go by a car or by a motorbike, but I have to reach the point B. That is my final destination. Final destination is same, but the way I'm following is different. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so let's run it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that went too fast anyways. So you,
That will anyways to go to first. So you cannot see, but it also enters right. So it will enter one by one. Okay. Now, understood till this point?
yes.
Uh, so we'll see how to deal with
So like,
the
so
checkbox.
sorry, like one question, like we
Yeah.
saw like two different ways to enter the information, like dot fill and dot press sequentially. So is
Hmm.
there are there any specific uh real-time examples where we normally use those? Like if this is
See.
the thing, we use dot fill, and if this is the scenario, we dot press sequentially, something like that. Is there any
Yes. Yes.
differentiate?
Yes. So you must have seen in some of the application you have to enter pin, right? Enter pin while doing the operation. Just like it's for security reason, there are some application where you have to enter pin. Yes or no? Have seen it or
Yes.
not? So there you can use dot press sequentially because there will be four pins you want to enter, then four text box will be there. So there you can not use dot fill because it enters in one go. But in pin you have to enter one in one box, second in second box, third in third box, four in four box. There you can use dot press sequentially.
Okay, so this will automatically pick one letter for or one number for
Ah,
one box.
correct.
Okay, thank you.
Now, so the next is I'll show you how to deal with your this thing like checkbox, radio button, and there may be scenarios in which dot click will not work. So what to do? Okay, there may be scenario in which dot click will not work. So it means it will not click, although your locator is correct, your dot click method is correct, everything is correct, then also it will not work. Then what to do? Let's see that. Okay.
Mm.
So for that, let's use our uh, page which you have developed because it will have your all the checkbox, everything there. The demo one. So you're finding it easy, right?
Yes. Yeah, like while watching it looks definitely easy, but like when we will start writing, it's gonna be like definitely initially challenging for sure. We need like a lot of practice for that.
Yeah, correct. You need to practice. That's for sure. Yeah. Okay. Now, say, let's say I want to check this radio button. I want to check this. We saw how to click a button, how to enter in text area. Now, my next requirement is I want to see how to click this checkbox and how to click this radio button. Okay, let's do
Yeah.
that. So what I can do, I can write the locator for that. This one, checkbox, inspect. This is a checkbox, right? So
Yes.
what I can do, I can use this locator. I'm getting 1 of 1 and remove all this. Then use dot click. So if I use dot click, let's see it is working or not. To select a checkbox. See, it selected. That means dot
Yes.
click also work. So in checkbox, you can use dot click, no doubt. Again, there is one more option. Instead of dot click, you can use dot check also. That function will also check your
Box. Okay.
check. Yeah, click that checkbox. Check. That also will work. Okay. Let's see. See, dot check also selected that checkbox. Okay. Now to check whether a checkbox is selected or not, then what I can do is we saw expect dot to be visible. That means to check whether a web element is visible or not. Similarly, to check whether a checkbox is checked or not, we can use a function to be checked. This is also one assertion which will check whether a checkbox is checked or not. And if I
Okay.
use uncheck, it will just decheck that checkbox.
Okay.
Okay.
So to be checked is just like a validation, right?
Yeah, to be checked is a validation. I clicked on check, so it checked it is validated. Then uncheck you saw during execution after clicking on the checkbox. It again clicked on the checkbox and it became unchecked.
Yeah.
Okay, so if a checkbox is checked and I want to uncheck it, I can use unchecked. So to check, to have a validation to check whether that checkbox is not checked, for that what I will be doing, same thing I'll be using. Only thing is that here I will be using one more thing, dot not.
Not. Okay.
So it will check that checkbox is not checked. Now if I run it, it'll say it will check one assertion I've used after checking to check whether it is checked. One assertion I have used after checking to check whether it is not checked. So it passed. That means everything worked. Okay, so this is how you'll be dealing with checkboxes.
Why
Okay.
like not is in the white color? Is it like specific reason? Is it not part of the whole command?
No, it's a part of the command only. It is a
Okay.
inbuilt of Playwright keyword also. So because if you hover over it, it is giving a proper definition means it is already defined in Playwright. Okay. So this, if you hover over this, this is our user input. Will not get anything, any description for it.
Right.
But which are already defined in Playwright, if you hover over that, it will get a proper definition. So if you hover over not, it tells you everything about it. Where you can use what is this, what is that, everything to be checked. Anything which is predefined, if you
Right.
hover over it, it will give a proper explanation of that particular keyword. Okay.
Yep.
Now, next is I will be seeing for this radio button. Let's say I want to click this radio button. This radio button doesn't have anything. Okay, let me give some value to the radio button. For that, what I can do, I can open it. Right. What I can give is This is a radio button. Okay. So now if I want to deal with the radio button, let's see what to do. Okay. So what I can do is, okay. So to check a radio button, I can use dot click. Okay.
Yep.
Now if I run it, see, it clicked on the mail checkbox. Okay. Sorry, radio button. So to select a checkbox, I can have dot click or dot check. But to select a radio button, simple click, which we are using for button. Same dot click will be used.
Okay.
Understood?
Can we use those like to be checked and not to be checked for radio button or
No, no. It is only for checkbox.
what? Okay.
Okay.
Is there
Now,
any other function we can use to check if the radio button was clicked or not?
nothing like it is only for checkbox to be checked. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so there may be a scenario if I use dot check, that means your locator is correct, your dot check method is correct. Okay, everything is correct. Your web element is visible. Same goes for dot click also. Your locator is correct. Your dot click method is correct. Still, it will not select using dot check or dot click. But means dot when I'm telling dot click, it may be for button, it may be for radio button, it may be for checkbox also. And when I tell dot check, it is only for checkbox. So even though everything is correct, it is not clicking the particular web element. Then in that scenario, what you can do, in that scenario, you have to use a attribute called as force true. So what will happen if if everything is correct and it is not working, then use this force true. Same for click also. Click also you can use force true. Okay.
Okay. So if the click is not working, it will force to check box
Yeah.
or click on
Same
the.
for click also. Click also. For this to command, if everything is correct, still you are seeing it is not working. So might be some issue. So if you use force true, then it will definitely click on that.
Make sure it will click for sure. Okay.
Okay. Forcefully it will
One more
click on
question,
that.
like if for checkbox, if we use dot click, what will
Hmm.
happen?
Nothing, it will something. We showed you, right? Just now we saw, right? Before using dot check, we use dot
No,
click, right?
uh, for checkbox, I'm saying for checkbox, if we use the dot click,
A
we
checkbox
use
only
dot
used
check.
checkbox only we use dot click, right? For this first to use dot click, then we use dot check.
We use dot check for the checkbox, right?
No, dot click also we use. Do you want to see? Then I
We
can
use.
use.
Oh, okay, I think I missed it. Okay, I don't know.
Before using check, I have used click, then I use check. So
Okay,
check,
I don't know.
click. I told you, right? Click can be used for button, can radio button, and checkbox. For everything you can use click.
Okay,
But
got
check
it.
only for
Sure.
checkbox. Okay. Now, next is, let's say if you want to check whether to get a text content. Okay, let's say if I want to get a text content from a particular web element. Let's say there is a web element here. I want to get the visible text for this. Okay, I want to get the visible text for this. Then what I can do is, I'll get a visible text. So I'll be storing it in a what? Const a variable, and that variable I'll be printing. So I'll get what exactly it contains. So I'll say it will print me what? The text content is open the terms and condition. So that open the terms and condition, it will print me in the console if I run it. See, it printed me open the terms and condition. So the text content is used to get the visible text that is present for a web element. Got it?
Yeah.
So this is a basic way how to deal with your let's say checkbox or basic functions. Okay, dealing with your checkbox, radio button, text area button on this thing.